Good morning, everyone. Good morning. How is everyone doing? The chat is pretty popping already, so thank you guys so much for joining me today, man, and already being in the chat. My brother Herb, I got your message, man. I just appreciate that you got it running, man. Greatly appreciate it. Let me send some shout outs to the people in the chat. We have Salandau Fatima, a.k.a. Alina. What's going on, my sister? How you doing? Real brothers in the house this morning. We have Amy Alessandro. How did I miss Amy Alessandro? Amy, I'm sorry, and I didn't respond to you in the chat. Amy, my apologies. How are you today? I didn't even see the message, man. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Shanette Williams in the house. What's going on? Who else? Minister of Music Terrence Trawa is here. Good morning, my brother. I think I shouted Real Brother out already. So thank you so much for being here. I hope you're feeling better too. I'm gonna go back and watch the videos and check out your videos to see about it. And my mother's here, Gloria Harrison, and she put the coffee emojis in the chat. If you can, do me a favor in the chat. Actually, first like this video, thank you. But in the chat, put your coffee emojis and let us know what you're sipping on today. What morning drink you got? You guys know I got my coffee here. I got a lot going on today. Real brother, live. You've done 3 live streams since the diagnosis. It hasn't hurt me. All right, yeah, I got to check out those live streams. If they're still up, I'm going to check them out. Yeah, I'm going to talk a little bit about that too, Mommy. I'm going to talk about that. Hey, how you doing, Golden Phoenix? How are you? Candy C is in the building with her candy lollipop emojis. Thank you so much for being here. Today's live stream, today's coffee and chat is brought to you by my Teespring Harrison Family merch store. All right. And I think it's appropriate that I'm going to start doing Harrison Family Vlog merch featured products. And I've been featuring this product for the past couple of weeks. And I got a couple of samples coming in that I'm going to be featuring to you guys. So every Saturday, I'm going to be featuring a new product that's on my Teespring account. But this is perfect because we're going to be talking about a lot of things today. And it's going to seem like I'm in a complaining type of mode, but I promise you, it's not a matter of complaining. It's a matter of conversation. But I'm the type of person that's, if I'm going to complain about something, I've already prayed about it, and I've already come up with possible solutions. So today's topic is going to be a little deep. It is unscripted, and I appreciate the engagement in the chat as we talk about this because it's also a very sensitive topic. It's a topic that a lot of people don't like talking about. A topic that I enjoy talking about, and it's not because I enjoy conflict, it's because I enjoy dialogue and learning other people's perspectives. So we're going to talk about it. But yeah, well, while we're on the topic, Chadwick Boseman passed away yesterday of cancer, and it's sad. But this man deserves much respect. I didn't know he was battling cancer. And I remember a couple of months ago, I saw a video of him I think it was a Dodgers cap. And he looked really skinny. And I'm like, man. And my first thought was, he's committed to his craft. Like, he lost all that weight probably to do a role. Like, that's dope. Like, I respect this man. Had no clue that he was battling cancer. And he lost that weight because of it. And I remember seeing the comments of people who saw it and started making fun of his, him losing weight. And I think we live in a world where, I wish he was still here too. Yeah, we live in a world where we take glory in other people's pain. Like we find humor in other people's pain. We find humor at the expense of other people's pains, man. It was 4 years, yeah. And it's crazy, right? Crazy. Like that picture showed up and people weren't like, some people were wondering, I hope he's okay. But then you have other people like making fun and cracking jokes. Like, wow. But here's my thing about this, man. Yeah, he was Black Panther. He was a Black Panther. Here's my thing about this, right? And this is why, like me thinking like a family man makes me respect him all the more. While he was battling cancer, colon cancer, he did Civil War, Black Panther, Endgame, Infinity War, 21 Bridges, Thurgood, and I think 8 some other movie, right? All while being sick and battling cancer, going through chemo and all that stuff, right? And I'm thinking, like, why didn't he just chill for a little bit? Like, why didn't he just, like, relax? And I'm like, yo, like, he had a wife and children, and he was probably thinking, if I'm not going to be here, I got to make sure that my family is straight. So if I don't win this battle, I don't want my family to worry. So I'm going to make sure that they're set up, and I'm going to leave a legacy. So we're thinking about his legacy as far as his entertainment work, right? The movies and his iconic role as Black Panther, King of Wakanda, T'Challa, which was an amazing movie, broke box office records, and people didn't think that a black superhero would be marketable. We're thinking along that, like we're thinking, wow, like he did, he was, Wakanda forever. And I was thinking of that immediately yesterday, but then this morning I was reading an article about his wife and kids, and I'm like, him doing all these movies while going through chemo and battling cancer. I was like, yo, like as a family man, my concern would be for my family. Like, what if I was gone? How would they live? And he was like, you know what? I'm going to set up my family so that if I'm gone, they are good. So he battled through cancer, working tirelessly to make sure that if it didn't work out, his wife and kids were good. Come on. Like, that's like, you. Hey, Canley V, how you doing? Marley December's in the house. What's up? So, yeah. Like, wow. Like, that's a model of manhood. That's a model of manhood. All right? Model of manhood. This man worked. And what's crazy is, like, I know some people would have been like, me, thought, well, he should have just been with his family. I get it. He could have been with his family more, right? Because we don't know if he wasn't. He probably was. But he could have been with his family more. But then after he passed away, if he was the primary breadwinner, what is his family going to do afterwards, after he's gone? Like, the mark of a real man is the amount of legacy he's able to leave, right? And we talk about Wakanda forever. And I said this in my book, right? From a fatherless father to his sons. I say, and I stand by this, there are 2 ways for a person to live forever, right? I'm a believer. So the first way is accept Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior. Confess with your mouth that he is the Lord. Believe in your heart he was raised from the dead, and then you will be saved, all right? I believe that. All right, so that's the first way. The second way is to leave a legacy for your family, to leave memories for your family, right? Where your legacy, your history will go on forever through the generations after you, right? Man, yeah, Mom, you're right. 2020 has been that kind of year. Wait, $1 billion? Wait, he made $1 billion? Real? Like, he made hold on. He did his best work. Oh, the movie grossed $1 billion. Yeah. Okay, I think that's what you were getting at. Yeah. I think there's another movie releasing too. I'm not sure if he started even recording for Black Panther 2. But what was eerie was that this morning I saw an interview he had. And in the interviewer was asking him about Black Panther 2. And Chadwick Boseman kept repeating, I'm dead. No, I'm dead. So I'm like, yo, like, he knew it. And imagine knowing that you have cancer. Imagine that, right? And you're at the height of your career now. You've worked all these years, and you finally reached the place where you are a notable celebrity. People respect you. They appreciate your work. You appreciate it, right? And now you're not going to live to really soak in that. Man. Yeah, and Real was in the hospital too. I'm glad that he's doing better. So I appreciate that you're doing better. This is why we got to really love on the people that are here and the people that are now, because artists, family, friends should not be loved after. They should be loved now. Definitely be loved now. Oh, yes, Candidly V, thank you so much. Please don't forget to thumbs up the live. That would be greatly appreciated. Minister Terrence Trower is back. How you doing, my brother? Wow, yeah, Black Panther did over $1 billion. Yeah, man. Mommy Harrison, it sure has. Yeah, it's been a crazy, crazy year. I think the director, Michael Kugler, will be moving Michael B. Jordan into that slot and the new Black Panther, but this has made me sad today. I wonder how they can do that after Killmonger died in Black Panther. That would be interesting to see. Yeah, I don't know if I want to even think about that right now, too, brother. Like, they're going to fill the role. Hollywood is going to continue that. Or I was thinking that they may make Shuri the new Black Panther, because even in the comics, she was the Black Panther for a while too. So, but I don't want to think about that. Like, like just having him, like, he died yesterday, and now we're talking about who's going to replace him in Black Panther. Let's let Hollywood deal with that, and let's just focus on the greatness that he was and the legacy that he left for his family and all of us. You know what I'm saying? It's sad. It's sad. Sheila Thompson, what's going on? How are you? Glad you were here. Yeah, glad you were here. 2020. What a year. What a year. I'm not sure how it's been in other parts of the world where you're only dealing with a pandemic. America, it's different. And I think God is sovereign. And we've been praying for 2020 to be the year of vision. And in the Western civilized world, specifically in America, it just seems like people are still walking around with their eyes closed because they don't want to see what God is trying to reveal to us all. And I think that the message, and I'm not like claiming to be a prophet or whatever, right? But I think what God is trying to reveal to all of us is the importance of community and people, and not so much power and respect in that aspect. We're not looking like we strive for the wrong things, and then we poison our future and our legacy with it. We strive for the wrong things. We don't appreciate and value the connections of people as we used to. We don't even appreciate and value the life of people as we used to. Right? And let's segue into the topic of today. Yeah, Kobe Bryant, like 2020 was just, somebody posted real. We lost the Black Mamba and the Black Panther in the same year. It's crazy. It's crazy. If you guys can bear with me today, I'm going to probably go on an unscripted rant, and I would really appreciate engagement and interaction, because this is going to be one of those shows that's going to make people uncomfortable, and I think we all need to feel uncomfortable. So let's remember first. Let me just segue by saying let's remember Chadwick Boseman's work. Appreciate who he was as an artist, and let's appreciate and take his example and look to leave legacies for the generations coming behind us. All right. This is definitely an unforgettable year, 2020, and we need to open up our eyes. It's now for the topic at hand. It's 10:14. Let's get into it. First, coffee and chat. Thank you everybody for coming on the live and chatting it up with me for coffee and chat. Please, if you have not done so yet, hit the like button. If you have not joined the Harrison Extended Family and you would like to be part of the Harrison Extended Family, I want you to hit that subscribe button to join the Harrison Extended Family and hit the bell notification so it'll let you know when I upload new videos and when I go live. Also, I'm not a monetized channel. And if you would like to support the channel, I'm not going to give you my Cash App. I'm not going to give you my PayPal. What I want to give you is my Teespring account and a Teespring merch store. And there's a reason why. I have a lot of products on there that you can get to help support the channel. Now, what I like about this is you can actually support the channel by purchasing a product, getting something, right, and giving something at the same time. Like, I don't want you guys just to, like, if I could become monetized and that's different, but at this specific moment, you know, I think it would be dope to be able to provide something for you guys if you guys want to give anything monetarily. So that's the best way to support the channel right now. So I want to encourage you guys to go into Teespring, check out what I have there. I'm going to have some new things. I have masks. If you are looking for a mask, I have coffee mugs, T-shirts, workout gear, things like that. And I'm going to get I also have iPhone and Samsung cases. I don't know if I have it yet for the new one. I'm going to update it. But, yeah, check out the Teespring account. Support the channel by getting some Harrison Family Vlogs merchandise. All right. So, funny. Thank you so much, Shanette Williams, for the for the support. I appreciate it. It should have came up on the screen. I don't know why I didn't, but thank you so much for the support and the PayPal. I appreciate it. But instead, go on to Teespring and get one of the products so that you can get something in return. I appreciate it though. Harry Z, what's going on, my brother? How's it going? Yeah, we need to have these uncomfortable conversations. Yes. Consider donating through. Yeah, you can do that too. Thank you, Shanette Williams. I appreciate that. So let's talk about it. Oh, thanks, Minister Trawa. I appreciate that. Yeah, I appreciate that. You know, trying to diversify the product line of Harrison Family Vlog merch. So, topic at hand. Why are black people in America angry? So I'm pretty sure from the outside looking in, a lot of countries are seeing news media outlets presenting blacks in America as violent protesting groups of people who are angry about injustice in America. That's not far from the truth, but it could be a stretch from the truth as well. So I wanted to really sort of clarify some things for those that are outside of the United States looking in, and also share my heart on why I believe blacks in America are so angry. And I'm going to start off by this, okay? In America, we have a slogan, never forget. With that slogan, there are things that we won't forget. The people we lost in World War II, in World War I, in the Korean War, in the Vietnam War. We never forget, and we commemorate the soldiers who fought for the American Revolution and for the various wars, even the Civil War. Never forget. Never forget. We commemorate those that were lost, and that's a part of the American history, the story. Never forget. We don't forget and we commemorate the victims and those that were lost in the Holocaust during World War II. We, as of recently, 9/11, we will never forget those lives that was lost on 9/11. We won't forget. We can't forget that. And I agree. Like, let's not forget the things that happened, the bad things that happened. Let's commemorate those who were so brave. But when it comes to the victims in the 40s, 50s, 60s, and 70s, when it comes to 400 years plus of slave labor, free slave labor that allowed a certain demographic to get ahead in this nation, that we need to forget about and move on. Why are people black people are so angry in America? Because they minimize and delegitimize the struggles that we had while celebrating the struggles and victories that they had. So why are black people so angry? We can't forget those things because it's sewn into the very fabric of America. It's sewn in. It's there. Right? And you can't forget that. You can't tell a people group you need to move on from your hurts and your past generations of hurt because it's not happening anymore. We're not telling our Jewish brothers and sisters to forget the Holocaust and move on. No, because that would be insensitive. And I agree with that. That would be insensitive. We don't do that. We can't do that. We should not do that. We shouldn't. Right? But we'll tell people who are African American to forget the struggles that their grandfathers had, their grandmothers had, just a generation before. No, never forget, right? Why are black people in America so angry? We live in a two-party political system that tells us exactly what we want to hear, tell us what we should believe, tell us who we should vote for, and then when it comes to the black communities in America, they pander to us. They pander to us. They tell us exactly what we want to hear, give us little sound bites, and we believe it. And then they get into office and nothing happens. Nothing happens. Why are blacks in America so angry? We are often used for our gifts and our talents, but we don't want to be heard. Shut up and dribble. But if you are speaking what they want you to say, they will celebrate you and bring you on the news outlets and say, hey, listen to this amazing sports player because they're speaking truth. But if they're speaking against you and what you believe, why are black people so angry? Because people, heroes, in the struggle can die and become villains. Villains. Why are we so angry? We're angry because a 17-year-old boy who happens to be of European descent can walk through a group of protesters with an AR style rifle, right? Walk toward the police with the AR rifle and not get stopped, not have a gun drawn on him. But a man who's supposedly walking away from the police with a knife in his hand gets shot 7 times in his back. And the young man, and of course the guy who was shot was of African descent, but the young man who was of European descent shot protesters who was protesting at the shooting of the young African man who was walking away from the police and got shot 7 times in his back. Why are we so angry? We're trying to get you guys to see certain things. Like this is why. So you can say that the discrepancy does not exist, but if that's what we see, then it exists. Don't delegitimize it. Well, don't even say, well, that's what the news media are telling you. That's what the news media outlets are telling you. The same news media outlets that you claim are telling us what we want to hear and trying to influence a certain way, you have your news media outlets doing the same thing, right? Why is it that when Trayvon Martin dies, and he was 17, when he got shot, all over, right-wing news outlets, was the fact that he had weed in his system, as if that was to warrant him dying. But the 17-year-old young man of European descent, right, shoots and kills 2 people and shoots another one, right? But those news outlets post up that he was doing community service before he was shot. So we need to let him go and give him a pass. Trayvon Martin, who may have had weed in the system, deserved to die. But, see, this is why blacks in America are so upset. Let me stop real quick because there's some people in the chat, and I now this is a little bit different than what you guys are used to. I'm up, I'm bubbly, I'm happy. I have lighthearted conversations, deep conversations, but I have it in a lighthearted type of way. But I don't know how to lightheart this. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know how to lightheart this, but I don't want to ignore the people in the chat. So let me scroll up a little bit. Let me do it here because if I scroll up on my Oh, my life is Neewer. Just subscribe. Thank you so much for joining the Harrison Extended Family. We can now. We can. All right. So, I don't want to miss anybody. All right. They want us to forget slavery, but never forget the Holocaust. I'm so confused as a veteran. This is crazy. I agree. Yes, ma'am. Brother Herb, Candy C, morning to you. Shared the video live. Thank you so much, Candy Levy, for sharing it out. I appreciate you for that, sis. Good morning, host. Good morning, Shanita. How you doing, Shanita? Glad you're here. My life is Neewer. What's up? And thank you for joining the Harrison Extended Family. My life is good. Blah. All right. Good morning. You guys are shouting everybody out. I love how you guys are loving on each other in the chat. Makes me feel happy. Hey. Don't forget the thumbs up, please. Yes, thumbs up at the RNC convention for Donnie Trump. Let's not talk about Herschel Walker. Let's not. But the thing is, and another reason why we're angry is because they find tokens that they can put up on the stage to show, see, look, we don't have an issue with race in America. Look, we got black speakers. I know I understand what it's like in America, but hopefully it gets better. I hope so too, Alina. I desperately want it to get better. No arrest is crazy. Yep. Hey, Shanette. How much more video evidence, truth, and lives spared do we need? At whatever his challenges were prior, it wasn't right anyway. All right. So I can read it here because it's up to date. BU, thank you. I'm gonna try to be as real as I can. I'm tired of our men getting shot. Yeah. And you know what, Anita? Let me just talk about that. Right. Even in that, right. I watched a video of a police officer. He wasn't. I think he was on a job. He was somewhat of a rookie, right? And now let me just also hit this disclaimer. I'm not against cops. I'm not against police officers. All right. And I heard the most amazing logical. I've read the most amazing illogical meme. Like logical, not illogical, logical, right? And it said, it's sort of, I'm gonna say it the way I want to say it, right? Not all. Why do police? Why do some police label all blacks as a threat from a few bad black people, but everybody else can't label all police as bad because of a few bad police? The logic is the same, right? I know that not all police officers are bad. I know that. So that's not a conversation that you and I have to have. I know that. I know great officers. And it's not one of those I got black friends. No. I know some amazing law enforcement people who really are in it for the right reason. So you trying to convince me that not all police are bad, that's not an argument that we need to have. I'm not talking about the good cops. I'm talking about the bad ones. So if I'm talking about bad policing, all right, and you're not one of those who is a bad police, you don't need to be offended by this. So let me just say that. So I watched a video of this. It was a cop of European descent, and there were three women on their porch, and they were a little loud, and somebody called, one of the neighbors called the police on them because they were a little loud on their front porch, right? Police officer comes on their property and wants to arrest her for making a lot of noise. And she was like, for what? This is my property. We're talking loud. You can't just arrest me. So she's, at this point, he's getting angry, and he goes after her and aggressively, pushes her and all that stuff. And I'm like, this is not right. This is what he's doing isn't right. He doesn't give him a citation. You want to take her straight to jail because she's making noise on her property. And I'm like, yeah, and he's assaulting this woman. And as a black man, if this was my wife, right, I couldn't even physically defend her because I would be dead. I can't even defend her. Why are black people mad? Because we can't defend our loved ones from those in the police who practice injustice. We can't do it. So, yeah, I'm tired of it. Jay-Z nailed it. I don't condone the N-word, but my man says says Still Ninja. And to a point, although it shouldn't be true, society as a whole accepts it and perpetrates that message in many ways. They certainly do. And it's frustrating. It's frustrating, right? Frustrating. Welcome to the live stream, Sassy. Sassy. Oh, I didn't even see. Hey, what's going on? And we got Rika. It's Rika in the building. How you guys doing? Thank you so much for coming through and joining me in this rant and chat. We got 14 amazing people in the live stream right now, so I greatly appreciate you guys being here. Yeah, you saw that video. It was crazy. Like mom. Like let's say mom that you was never in law enforcement, because my mother was in law enforcement. She's retired. What if you were never in law enforcement? I'm your son, mom, and you're walking outside, and you're playing music in your front yard, right? And you're sitting with your chair, and one of the neighbors call the police on you, and they want to take you to jail, right, for playing loud music. And I'm like, no, you can't. That's nothing. Like, you need to give her a citation, and then she'll see you in court. Like, you're not taking her to jail. If I'm there, that's what I'm saying, right? I'm going to defend you. And the problem is, even though you're being treated unjustly and unfairly, right? If I go to defend you, I'm going to get killed. I'm going to get killed. It's crazy. Why are black people so angry in America? We're angry because we're looked at as a threat, and we're not. We're not. Right? I had a discussion yesterday, right? I worked at one of the toughest housing developments in New York City. And I worked in a community center. I was the coordinator for a community center. And we have a lot of kids that come in and out, right? A lot of kids that need guidance, right? All of them, great kids. Some of them, you had some elements that were teeter-tottering on that thug life or whatever. That's why I was there, to try to make sure that didn't happen. But some, it happened. They were a little older, right? And I would say out of maybe the 150 kids I would see a night, maybe 2 or 3 was of that, negative persuasion, right? Do I label all 150 of those kids, right? Do I label them all the same as a 3 bad? No, I won't do it. Can't do it, right? So, you can't meet black people with hostility because you feel like your life is automatically threatened. Why are we so angry in America? Harrison, I retired from Homeland Security. As a former LEO, I still get nervous going out here locally in Virginia. Yeah, where I live. My wife also. That's the thing, man. Like, you were in it, you served, and you know the culture, and it's, it's crazy. It's crazy. Why are we so angry in America? Right? We have a voice, but we're silenced. That's why we're so angry in America. The freedom fighters in the 60s, right? The popular ones, killed. Why are we so angry in America? We have never been the threat, at least. And the thing is, I don't rock with, what's that comedian? Cat Williams. I think Cat Williams is a little off in a lot of ways. But a lot of comedians are some deep thinking people, right? And he said that white America, and I'm paraphrasing, white America is sees blacks as threats, and as they're a threat to their lifestyle and society. And it's been 600 years, right? And we haven't done it. Like, what are you waiting for? You're waiting for this big black revolution to happen. It's not happening. And the reason why it's not happening is because we don't want to take over. We want to be a part as equals. But that equality makes you think that we're trying to take over. Even in Queens, as of 20 years ago, there was a special shown on like afternoon TV or news where a black family moved into a white neighborhood in Queens and was terrorized. Why are we so angry in America? Why are we so angry in America? The laws in America aren't really applicable to people of color, honestly. And you're right. When they wrote the Constitution, it was written from the white male perspective. even labeling slaves as 2/3 of a man. And from my understanding, I think that's still in there. An amendment hasn't happened to change that. Why are we so angry in America? I'm angry because white evangelicalism will fight for abortion, claim pro-life. They will claim pro-life, and I'm not Republican or Democrat, so don't think of me as either. I'm neither, all right? I'm talking as far as why am I upset in America in general. As a Christian, right? I am angry that white evangelicalism in America claim pro-life will fight tooth and nail against abortion, which I agree with. I'm not a proponent for abortion, all right, as a means of birth control. I am not, so I'm going to publicly say that. I don't believe that abortion should be a means of birth control, right? Birth control. They'll claim pro-life and fight for that, but when it comes to innocent black men who are unarmed being shot by police, they're not pro-life anymore. They should have complied. They're pro-life when it comes to abortion, but they should have complied when it comes to innocent unarmed black men being killed by police. That's what makes me angry. I'm upset about that. It's illogical. It's inconsistent. That gets me angry. I'm upset that you have white women who will speak from experience of having a black child and would actually say that the police should see her black son as a threat and her white sons as not a threat. I'm upset about that. I'm upset that we have this ugly, inconsistent, racist mindset. I'm upset that people don't want to listen. Black people are upset because they don't want to, they're upset about people not wanting to listen or even self-reflect. People are afraid of being labeled a racist. People are afraid of that. And what they don't understand is they've been conditioned to see the world or see their world a certain way where they are up or a certain demographic is lower than them. They're conditioned to think that, but they can't be racist because, they can't grasp that, right? It's hard to make changes when we don't want to reveal, don't want to accept what can be. It's like, no, there's no way I can possibly be a racist. I don't hate anybody, right? But, yeah. 3/5 of a man. Thank you, Real, for clearing that up for me. The Black Panther were systematically, the Black Panther was that whole thing eliminated, right? Because they were looking for equality. They wasn't even looking to take over. They just wanted rights, and they wanted to have their rights and be able to live with those rights. Hold on, the chat is going, so hold on. I gotta scroll up. My mother said something. My youngest son, who was a wonderful man, was stopped driving while black more than once. This frightened me so much as a black mother. And you wasn't just a black mother. You was a black mother who was in law enforcement. It's crazy. Right? Real. I may only be a gaming channel, but I teach my subs this all the time. They think I'm crazy. LOL, truth will set you free. Yeah. And while they're listening to you, bro, you teach that truth. You're right. Right. You're right. You are about that. We unite, then it's a threat. Yeah. We stand up for ourselves. It's a threat. We're the only ones that whenever we protest, it's a riot, right? We can't, for people who protest, you have some bad elements, and then the media will claim that protest is identified by the bad elements. But you can't label a whole police department by the bad elements. It's inconsistent. Seriously, with black people, can you look at in the color scheme, white or fairer colors are not considered to be negative. You look at black or darker colors, they are usually considered negatively. It is. All right, it is. Hold on. I want to make sure. You can't some people get into law enforcement to change the paradigm and to provide the sense of security for community. If we don't show up to these town halls and be a contributing voice, we own the results. Can you preach that too? Like, I think that's another thing. Like, we got to be on the forefront of certain things. If we are upset about something, make our presence known in the places that people make decisions, right? Like, I'm gonna give you a perfect example. I'm a teacher, and do it the right way. I'm a teacher, and there were teachers who showed up at the chancellor's house in New York City to protest, and I'm like, yo, what are you guys doing, yo? Like, come on, like there's got to be some decency. Like, don't show up to your boss's house to protest, because you're like any other work environment, you'll get fired. Go to the office and do it there, right? There's a places that you need to go to make noise, or the proper noise, right? The problem though is that, like, when we try to make such noise, sometimes we feel silenced, as if our voice doesn't matter. You can't comply and put your hands down, and when your airwaves are being restricted, it's difficult. You're right. Discussion with my brothers at the cigar lounge recently: light skin versus dark skin, Kennedy V. True, the colorism. And that's a thing also. I have 4 boys, and I always worry about them, their safety in the community. V, that is so true. Colorism is a bitter truth. And the thing is, V, where did we learn that colorism from? It was indoctrinated. And it's not even like just in America. Like, I've never, so I'm only speaking based on what I hear, okay? And if I'm wrong, please let me know in the chat. But I'm not sure how colorism plays in countries in like the UK. But I do know from firsthand, other people's firsthand experiences living in or visiting countries in Africa, West Africa, that colorism there is a thing as well. But where do we learn that from? Some of these cops join the force and have their first encounter with people of color and only see that. Did you hear? Like, and it's Rika, you're right. They've never had any encounter with anybody of color. They become police officers. They are put into a New York City housing development or a black neighborhood, not a bad neighborhood, but a neighborhood that's predominantly black. And all they've ever been taught through TV or whatever is that they're violent people. And which is why it's important for people to police their own communities. I believe in that. They need more cultural and sensitivity training to understand that blacks don't respond the way other cultures do, but we're not a threat. True. She just says, yep, exactly, host. And that's why so many people are afraid to speak up and speak out, because so much has happened to our race. In the UK, it's normal, but sometimes people just do the same. Yeah. It's just like, we're not angry for no reason. We're not. Like, imagine, right? Being ripped from your country. Right? Having your brother or sisters or wives or mothers or fathers laid up, shackled next to you on a boat, and some of them dying as you're going across the Atlantic Ocean. And then you get to where you're going, where you're being taken, and you're sold to a plantation owner, and you're ripped from your family, you're ripped from your language, you're ripped from your culture, and you're told this is how you're going to be. You have now what happens is the generation after you has no connection anymore to the place that you came from. The generation after that is completely gone. But those generations were born into captivity. That's what it was, captivity. And afterwards, it goes on for hundreds of years. And then when you're finally freed, you're freed by your captives, right? And then and as you're freed by your captives are telling you what you're allowed to have, which isn't much. And then when you do finally find yourself in a position that you're finding yourself to be successful, your captives are coming in and taking it all away from you, to the point of burning down whole communities because you're flourishing. And then you're not given the same rights. then you have to fight for those rights. You're not allowed to vote. You're not allowed to eat at the same restaurants, sit in the same place in the stadium, even ride the same bus in the same way. You got to fight for those rights. And then as you're fighting for those rights peacefully, some of those leaders in those movements are labeled a national threat and they're killed for peacefully protesting. Why are we so angry? Let's look at it today, right? Redlining, right? And then let's say that a black family is able to move to a predominantly white neighborhood. They may, I'm not saying that it's going to be always the case, but they may get targeted for being the only black family in that neighborhood. Why are we so angry? We can comply and still get killed because we are labeled and seen as a threat immediately. Why are we so angry? The very people that should be protecting us, evangelicals, who claim pro-life, can be closet racists, and they use that whole, people should just comply as a veil to hide their true intentions. But here's the thing. People won't listen and reflect. It's hard for people to reflect on those things. They won't say, well, let me think about that, because I never really thought of myself at all as even having any biases. We all have biases. We all have biases. I mentioned before, right? I can walk in the midst of a group of white men and I get nervous. I get nervous. And it's because it's a bias that I have. It's based on my experiences attending a predominantly white school and being called the N-word as I was going home. Some people have biases against a people group and never had any experience with them. Some come in the academy scared and work their years scared without getting to know those communities they are policing. Very true. Very true. At some point, I strongly believe a war will eventually happen. That's the only language America understands. And that's the sad thing. Like, why does it have to get to that, And my concern is some people wanting that to happen. We live in a time where a white man walking through the streets with a gun is expressing his constitutional rights, but a black man walking through the streets with a gun is a thug and a threat to society. We're so vocal now because we've been suppressed for so long. Black people are sick and tired of having to fight and be treated equally. We're human beings too. Look at us from that frame of mind. Agreed. Crystal Vlogs. First off, I didn't acknowledge you, Crystal Vlogs. Thank you so much for being here. All right, she says Jesus. I hope it's okay, and I hope you feel better about this. And let's hope this stops. Yes, Salendal. Thank you so much, Alina, for that. I appreciate that. I want it to stop too, and I hope it does. That's why I pray about it. But I'm doing something about it too. I was born into that. Grandma lived it. Yeah. Yep. My mother was alive when Dr. King was alive and was shot. Dr. King was killed only 11 years before I was born. The change has come since the technology has been widely put in use now. And real, let me just state, right? There are police officers that think that having a camera, right, suppresses their job. No, like if I have a camera on you, do your job. Don't think that it's suppressing your job, because if it's suppressing what you should be doing, then should you be doing it? If you can't do it on camera, then why are you doing it at all? Yeah, I just sucked my teeth. I just stoops. I feel you, Shanita, because we are now experiencing the largest civil rights movement in history. I missed what Shanita said earlier. I don't want to miss it. Oh, worldwide, yeah. 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 All these cell phones have allowed the truth to be seen, and how bad. And here's the thing, real brother. It's being seen, it's being recorded, it's being documented, and consequences, appropriate consequences, aren't being given. All these cell phones have allowed the truth, right, Marley? I never would have imagined I'd be a part of this in history. Brave topic. Thank you, YouTube Court TV. I appreciate you being here, too. Appreciate you being here. I'm just going on a little bit of a rant, just trying to clear my mind on this and show people. And I'm hoping that those who don't agree with me would just listen with empathy, with looking to understand, because black people aren't angry for no reason. Like, there's a reason why people get angry, right? Things happen. They have negative experiences, and it creates that anger, right? And it takes a brave community to say, wow, the reason why they're angry is because of this, or I may have contributed to why they're so angry. What can I do about it to make a difference? Crystal Vlog says, it's not just racist people say the word. It's just not racist people say the N-word. Yeah, its own black people say it, and it's been implemented on down to us, and we celebrate that. I don't use the N-word. I think some people use it as a term of endearment now, but then I don't want to label my anybody something that if somebody else was to say it, they would be offended by it. Unless it's like my wife. Like, I get married and I call my wife, hey babe, and I see another dude call her hey babe, there's a problem. You know what I'm saying? There's a problem. But it's not like that. The N-word is not the same. Dang Harrison done got me worked up this morning with this topic. I hope I do get some people worked up. I hope people get to start thinking about this, and I hope that this is something that will stay on our mind, in hopes that we can find valuable solutions to make a strong change, an effective change. Okay, like yesterday, thousands of people went to D.C. for the march against police brutality. I think that's all great, but I want to see good police, go in and take over police departments, and see police departments actually doing what they should be doing, and that's protecting and serving our communities. I am fully licensed to open carry or concealed carry here in Virginia, but I dare not walk around with my AR rifle like that young dude in Wisconsin, I think it was. I don't have that same privilege as law enforcement. And this guy was walking through the streets, a 17-year-old, right? While Trayvon Martin was walking through a community with Skittles in his hands and killed by a rogue neighborhood watch person that was armed. Why are we so angry? If you aren't doing anything wrong, you should be good to go, but the cameras have been getting shut off. But what's really being hidden that makes them afraid of being recorded? Yeah, we know what's up. Yeah, Marley, learning the history of America is how this country came to be is disheartening. And there's some people that want to forget that too. Let's never forget certain things, but let's forget the genocide of the natives here. Let's forget that. Let's leave that. Or let's paint them out to be savages because they were defending their land. So by that respect, if somebody was to break into somebody's house and the homeowner was to shoot them, that person's a savage, because when the natives were trying to defend their land from the white European takeover, they were considered savages. Who's the real savages? It's consistent. It's consistent. Don't give people the rights to take somebody's life to defend their houses, right? But then label a whole people group savages because they were defending their lands. Come on. And by the way, like the ideals of America is a beautiful thing. I love what on paper America stands for. I love it. It's beautiful. On paper, it's there. In application, it's not. And I think that's it's sad. Thought provoking for sure. My white friends should really be here to listen to the vlog. They could use some growing up. I can't be their change. They should, yeah. And they should also get other people's perspective. I love it if, and I know some people who are European. And actually, honestly, there's like 3 friends that I know that are straight from the UK, white friends from the UK, and they're interested in this topic. They are. We need more people that look and think like us in positions of power. Absolutely. But candidly, V, here's the thing about that. That has to start from us, because we train our young black girls and young black boys to be entertainers far more than we train them to be scholars, to be empathetic community members. And I think that that's something that we really got to change. Am I saying not to encourage them to be athletes and entertainers? No, by all means. The practice of art is a beautiful thing. But we can't be so art-driven, athletic-driven, that we forget what's actually important as far as the makeup of what this country is about. And we need to train our kids to be able to switch it up and do both. So, yeah. America is the worst. However, there has been some changes. And I'll acknowledge that. Like, America is not the same America as it was in the 1850s. It's not the same as it was in the 1960s. But there's still a residual effect that's happening because of those past problems that America hasn't dealt with and tried to rectify. We need to try to rectify that. I love America, and the reason why I speak up is because I like, it's like a parent, right? You know, a parent really loves their child if they speak up to that child about bad activity and wrong activity. What if we went around indifferent and we didn't care? We care. We care about America. We love America. We love it. That's why we speak up. Need a DNA episode entitled "Now You Know What You Know." Are your thoughts different now about? Yeah. You know what? Maybe let me copy and paste that. Can somebody copy and paste that, and like DM me in my Instagram, because I wanna see how I can work that show, bro. Thank you for the idea. Taino for life, but got shunned. Oh, Taino for life. Yeah. Wepa. Did I say that right? Yeah. It's my father's heritage. I'm not going to lie, but in the USA, Donald Trump is not really doing anything about the pandemic. Yeah, I didn't want to make this like into a Donald, because I'm not bashing Donald Trump. It's easy to do that. And if I go on here bashing Donald Trump, I will have to go on here and bash Joe Biden also. They both and this is another thing, and that's going to be a whole different rant. Out of the almost 300 million Americans in this country, the top 2 choices are Donald Trump and Joe Biden. Like, really? 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 Whew, I'm getting a headache. Let me drink some caffeine. I need some caffeine. All right. This land belongs to my native grandparents. It angers me every time I think about how this country was illegally obtained. Yeah. And again, back to the whole Christian faith, right? The Catholic Pope at the time told Europeans that if they possessed a land, then it was their God-ordained right to possess it. Any land that wasn't already occupied by a European country, it was their God-ordained right to possess it. Ugh. The worst thing that happened to Christianity was Constantine making it the official state religion of Rome. The worst thing that happened to Christianity was that. I'm gonna say it. It's crazy. Negus is non-derived from the Eritrean of northern Ethiopia, Semitic roots, meaning to reign. The title has subsequently been used to translate the words king. Okay. So you're explaining why people use the N-word, or emperor in biblical and other literature terms. In most recent times, it was used as a horrific title bestowed on governors of the most important provinces. That's true, V. However, we have to fight to keep the fact that the history prevalent and make sure that it's not the only history that occurs. Fill out those seats with brown people. Excuse me. Agreed. At this point, I need to run for president. I think you should, Shanita. Run for it. Run. I just hit your DM with a message. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I appreciate that, real. This could be very touchy, but you're doing a great job. Thank you, Crystal Vlogs. I know, and I'm talking not to offend, but if it does offend, then it needs to offend. That's it. And people just need to listen. The truth offends. People's perspectives may offend. We got to get out of our own thoughts, thinking that our way is the only way. Our thoughts are the only thoughts. People have different experiences, and just because I haven't experienced it doesn't delegitimize yours. Ray Rakisha, how you doing? Thank you so much for coming through. I appreciate you being here. Why do I do that every time somebody comes in the chat? If you notice that, I'll say, hey, what's going on? Welcome to the chat. Every time I'll lift myself up and come back down. I'm going to try to check that. I think I do that every time. At this point, we must focus on getting Trump out of office and press reset. Why don't we just reset everything? All right. At this point, I wouldn't mind Thanos coming in with the Infinity Gauntlet and just snapping one time. Like, Thanos, come back. I think we made a mistake. You tried to warn us in 2019, and the Avengers fought you and messed up. Thanos, come back. We need you again. Just one time. Exactly, Mommy Harrison. Yes, ma'am. Here in the DMV, we are so tired of him. I can only imagine how everyone else feels elsewhere. So true, Gloria. Worked hard to be number 2 in Fed agency. We have to perpetuate the message of new training for Leos and be that voice, the soul, and that teacher for the next generation of what the community wants. I agree, Harry, and that's how we really, really, really bring change, by being influential in those spaces where young people are formulating their ideas and thoughts that's going to be with them forever. Which is why I'm a teacher. Which is why I was a youth pastor for over 10 years. Andre, let's hope that this gets better. I'm hoping that it's going to get better, and I'm praying that it does. I'm with you. Thanos will set everything straight. He had the right idea in mind, yo. He's like this. We thought Thanos was evil. He just wanted balance. Like, it was crazy is after he snapped, right? He went to his place and was straight in his planet all by himself in paradise and snapped again so that the Infinity Gauntlet was destroyed. Like, this man had a goal in mind. He wasn't seeking power. He just wanted balance. Got the balance and bounced. Sorry, Thanos. Forgive us. I'm kidding, by the way. I want people to live. But all right. Oh, whoa. It's 11:03. I do like comics. As a child, I used to collect comics. As I got older, I stopped reading it. But I was a comic fan as a child. Guys, it's 11:03. I've been here all morning. It's Saturday, so I got a clean house. But I do thank you guys for rocking with me and being with me for this chat. This is one of those things that, like, I wasn't coming on here trying to give, like, solutions or even offer closure. I just want to start the conversation, or not start it, but continue the conversation. Why are black people so angry? And it's because we are silenced. We are ignored. We want to be treated equal, but we're not. And the very people that shout all lives matter, they do it to delegitimize the Black Lives Matter message. And although I don't agree with everything in the organization of Black Lives Matter, I think they housed that and they ran with it. The term Black Lives Matter is important. And if you really believe all lives matter, like, honestly, if you really believe that, and this is why I'm angry too, if you honestly believed all lives matter, then you would see the problem in black lives being killed innocently innocent black lives being killed unjustly in regards to police brutality. You would see that black people are treated differently than others when it comes to police hostility. So if you really believe all lives matter, you're not fighting against Black Lives Matter. You're joining the movement. All right. With that being said, I'm going to say good day for now. I promise you, next week's live will not be this deep. I'm going to find a nice, cushy topic that we can talk about, okay? Nice, cushy, happy, get you guys smiling again. But right now, let's keep this discussion going. Rest in peace to Chadwick Boseman. 2020 has been a year. It has been a year. And let's not miss the opportunity to see what God is trying to show us. Let's put our pride aside. Let's try to open up our minds to receive new things and new ideas, because I think God really is trying to do a new thing. Open up our eyes and give us vision for 2020. But for that to happen, we got to be willing to see. With that being said, everybody have a good day. I love you all. Please like this video. If you have not joined the Harrison Extended Family yet, I would encourage you to join the Harrison Extended Family by clicking the subscribe button. Hit the bell notification. And if you would like to support this channel, you can do so by going on to teespring.com/stores/Harry. I'll put the link in the description. It's there. You can support the channel financially, because I'm not monetized yet, by going there and purchasing some Harrison Family Vlogs merchandise, and you'll get something in return. That easy. All right, guys. Thank you, Kennedy V. I appreciate you being here. And everybody, Sassy, thank you so much. Everybody that's here, thank you so much for being here. I will be going live again on Tuesday at 9 p.m., then next Saturday at 10 a.m. And I'm going to try to upload 3 p.m. every day this week, because after this week coming, school starts, supposed to. And I may not be able to vlog daily, but I will be doing my lives. And Harry, we got to talk. All right, guys. Love you all. God bless. And until the next time we see each other on Harrison Family Vlogs. Peace.